So I mustered up the courage to play Dream Witch again because I just felt like it. The first match I actually played was in ARMS and I lost. My 2 matches after that, I won. I played her for a while, but then I stopped. And so I haven't picked her up since last season, I think. Probably, yeah, last season. So I'm rusty, very rusty. But I have an idea of how to play her. I never really mastered her because she's just so difficult. So immediately I go to bridge because someone always spawns there. And then it's Hajime, the prospector. So I chase him. He's not a bad target. I leech him. I put it in front of him so he doesn't go that direction. And then he climbs up there. So I'm like, okay, the spawn follower is coming down here. Switch and hit him. That was a bad decision on his part. I switched to the leech and dragged my spawn follower out. The leech, I purposely went toward him, or put toward him, so that he could use a magnet or waste his resources. And the spawn follower, I sent the opposite direction so that it could end up following me as the main body kept going forward. As you can see, I patroller him because I don't want to waste time. Priestess is trying to aid him, but I make sure to not hit Priestess. I hit him down. And then, as you can see, Hashime's follower is already going toward him. So I just snag a hit on Priestess since she was going in that direction and it caught her off guard. I leech her quickly because the more leeches you have, the better. Chair him and then I'm just looking around. I switch to Priestess's leech and then I drag it out of range so that it goes toward her to pressure whatever cipher she's working on. And then I patrol with his Hajime's leech. I keep main body central in case I need to leech anyone. I managed to see forward, so I hit him, you know. And here I just struggle with trapping survivors in and getting a hit off them. That's the main thing that I couldn't really get as Dream Witch, so it never worked out well. Clearly this wasn't going as I planned because it dragged out of the place where I was trying to corner him in that area. So I resort to main body and I'm just gonna patroller him since patroller is almost back up. And then my spawn follower is already on this way since I'm not full presence and the radius is smaller. Patrol him and then just wait for him. So he's down. I change leeches. I don't see anyone, so I just drag it out of range so it immediately goes back. It's a prospector, so obviously I want the leech to follow him again and be near the chair. But then I realized that someone is decoding inside of 2-story, so that's why I switched back to the leech and sent it out that way. But then I realized that Priestess got healed, and she was obviously going to come to save. And since my leech was there, I switched to it and then switched to blink so that I could hit her and she wouldn't be able to rescue. I down her with that same leech so I just don't waste time. I don't want to chair with Prospector's leech because he's almost dead, and if I do happen to pick her up and he dies, the leech would just disappear and she'll fall to the ground and walk as normal. So I switch to main body, I go over there to leech her, and then chair her. I am winded. This game is going by very fast. I can see why commentators often struggle. So my spawn follower is over there. I don't really want to guard the chair with her leech because if I happen to hit her, then I'll lose the spawn follower. So I drag my spawn out of range, and then I move the leech out to patrol and then put my main body on that rocket chair so that the spawn follower stays there. And then I move it so I can get again a central place in case I can leech someone if I'm able to. I don't see him dash and I'm like, what the hell? He didn't have the bull accessory, that's why. And instead of switching because the leech was stunned, I just blinked. So I immediately go to chair him. I do that thing that dream witches do. Push the follower and then leech with the main body while it's walking. So now prisoner's coming to save. I wanted to hit him with spawn follower 2, but I didn't make it. So, you know, I wanted to blink right after here, but he was way too far. So that's why I didn't blink. And then this one, the stupid slide blocked me. So I'm like, okay, I managed to get that. I don't know how. And then my leech went away. That's why you don't really patrol the chairs with leeches that much. It has to be someone else's leech. So you avoid hitting the person it's leeched onto and then it disappears. And then here I'm just trying to get forward or at least push him away. Priestess died in that corner. I'm like, okay. I saw that his follower was already going toward him, so I'm just like, okay, I'll just let it follow him. And then same with prisoner. I don't know whose leech this is, but it was over there, and I just sent it towards him so that he could just run away. And I sent that leech before to the priestess getting ready to chair her, but then she gets up and then I'm like, okay, she got up, she used self heal, I can hit her down and I can slug her for the rest of the game. She's in the corner, so like what is she gonna do? That's why I sent that leech toward him so that it could be near him, and he decided to open a chest. I don't know why. It wasn't the wisest move, but he did it. And I managed to look at my trait. Blink was almost up, so I was able to calculate it right and blink on him and down him. I'm telling you, I literally cannot corner people with leeches. Like, I can't trap them between each other. I struggle with that so much. Like here, I kind of did it after a while. I switched back to spawn so I wouldn't lose his leech. I know that it's his leech because the survivor appears red. And priestess, you know, she's in the corner chilling, slugging. Is OP, yes. And then forward, I look for forward because the hunter main enemy, I have the 4K. And then I get tinnitus and then I just wander around seeing if I can find him. I don't really know where he is. I just put a leech there in case he does come save. And then I managed to find him and the spawn follower was already following me, so it just caught up to him and he didn't hear it, I guess. So he went through a chest again. There were no chairs around, so I was like, oh gosh, but he just didn't struggle, so that was good for me. And then I was sending this leech over to the priestess since I still had time for prisoner to die, so I was able to leech or put her in chair if she didn't surrender. And yeah, Dream Witch, hard hunter. Here we move on to a Geisha match. I do not play her in rank, but she's fun, so I'm trying to pick her up at least a little. And my gameplay is not at all the way you're supposed to play her. I was just trying to have fun, so you'll see me juggle the survivors a lot, which you don't really want to do. But just in my case, I wanted to have a little bit of fun with her, and so that's what I did. I had seen someone way off into the distance at that cipher in front of me, so I just started walking toward there. It looked like prisoner because it was white, and then I saw priestess as well, so I'm like, okay. I tried to dash through there. I don't know how that hit the hit button. That kind of sucks. Maybe I should have taken this portal through there to get closer to her. But then she's just gonna portal back in. Do you see? I'm gonna try and dash through here. And just, you know, I was like, oh my god. Terrible. So I break the pallet. I tried chasing her a little bit more, but it's just to no avail. I don't know how she slammed down that pallet when she was all the way over there, but quenching had activated and I saw a prisoner, so immediately to him. He did not use his shock, to my surprise. And so now I just have to get another hit off him. He climbed the thing, so I didn't go inside factory. I went around. But he really went around factory. Wow. So I'm trying to catch up. He's gonna use his stun here. Because why wouldn't he? Yep. Luckily I hit this by pallet. I don't know what he was doing. It did not work for him. And so the cipher all the way, yeah, that one was wiggling. I wanted to chair there, but they popped it. So I was like, oh well. I'll still chair him over there anyways. I don't know if basement was there. If it was there, then I wouldn't chair him there because there's a priestess. And I suck with basements and priestesses. And here, I just try and hit her for presence. Because, like I said, doctors, they just heal. I go back to the chair to just be there, but there's no tinnitus. So I stand in the middle. And I do get tinnitus. It's forward. Yay. I hit him once, and then I moved to the right to try and get the butterfly, but they picked it up. And then forward walks to me, so I'm like, I need to hit him, or else if I don't, then he's gonna harass me. And I don't want that. Like you see, he was already trying to harass me. And then I lost the prisoner. Those petals on the ground, he was there, but I don't know where his trail is. So I just went toward Doctor, my worst enemy. I don't know what that butterfly was. Listen, I cannot chase doctors because of this exact reason. And then look at this cool butterfly. That's cool. I went through the wall. Isn't that great? Because apparently you can still go through the thing. Even if a survivor is looking at you, you just have to be angled a different way. And you can clip through the wall. So I chair him. I'm like, what can give me the most pressure? And I want to chair them both, but there's tinnitus. I'm just waiting for this rescue. I like start lagging here. So I managed to get the hit. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can just chair Doctor the same. This is the only way you can get damage on Doctor, by just chairing her, because then she just chaired once. Maybe I should have waited for Ty Turner, because then she was able to do that. Otherwise, nobody would have been able to save. But, you know, I rushed things. And hitting forward because I don't want him to harass. And he gave me that opportunity to hit him, so why not take it? Again, I'm just spreading the damage throughout, going into chair priestess, and then immediately going to chair forward after. Just getting that chair damage out there as much as possible. I don't really care if they save. Doctor is the one who's going to save. I'm not going to sit there just to only be able to hit Doctor once and then have her heal up again. So I chair her. I see the global portal, so that's my next target to break that thing, because if Priestess manages to come over here or some other survivor, they're going to end up on the other side of the map, and I don't want that. Went back to the chair because I'm paranoid. I wanted to do that a drop trick with the butterfly, but she was already around the corner, so I wasn't able to. And now I'm just trying to get forward because he's dead on chair now. And I love forward because if you have a butterfly on him, then he's just easy to catch up to. It was the same with the old Geisha too. Doctor is trying to, you know, seduce me by wandering around here, but I go to the cipher. I used a butterfly to catch up to him because I know I'm not going to make it. He didn't vault the window. I don't know if I would have made it if he did vault the window. But there's a priestess again. If she ends up getting healed, then I don't want to deal with priestess basement. He's dead on chair. So the cipher popped to in front of me, like right here. I have tinnitus. I'm just looking around, seeing who is there. And I managed to see Priestess run in the distance. I don't know if you can see that shadow, but that's what I go for. She ends up going through the thing. I don't go through it because I didn't think it was going to be a good portal. It wasn't. And so now I'm just chasing her for the win. I don't really care about the 4K because it's a doctor. I'm lucky to even be in a winning position. I dashed through there. That's cool. But then I get pallet slammed. Every time I do something cool, it gets overridden. I don't know how that dashed through that. I guess because it's like hollow in the middle, but that's how I got my win, so I will not complain. And yeah, that's Geisha for fun.